seems like money is a taboo subject that we talk about in the church, and we use money every day. So open your mind that God wants for you. So he asked the question, how would Jesus invest? We're breaking the poor man's mentality. The poor man's mentality. How would Jesus invest? We're breaking the poor man's mentality. The poor man's mentality. Yeah.
Well, hello. I am Gayle M. Gilmore, and welcome to How Would Jesus Invest? My mission each week is to share about that taboo subject and often dirty words in the church: money, finances, prosperity, and wealth. I thank you for joining me because for How Would Jesus Invest? And please let me know that you are watching by typing in the chat, and let me know where you are watching from. A lot of times I can't see everybody that's on Facebook, but if you just put a little comment in Facebook, I'll know that you are watching from Facebook and the Gym Nugget channel. And while we're at it, I just want to remind you or ask you, if you haven't already, to subscribe to the Gym Nugget channel. You can chat, you can share, you can like, you can share in real time. We are now at 31,000 subscribers and counting. And you can also, if you just want to be a blessing to this ministry, you can go to our Cash App, which is Gym Gifts, and our website. Our website, you can get all the information about the ministry. I just want to remind you that Grace Entwined Ministries, we are a 501(c)(3) organization, and all donations are tax deductible. Well, if this is your first time watching How Would Jesus Invest, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. Well, first of all, I am an award-winning author, and I've written several books, but the reason I call this How Would Jesus Invest, it is named after my award-winning book, How Would Jesus Invest? Breaking the Poor Man's Mentality. This book won the 2011 Christian Choice Book Awards in the area of finance, because I contend that, like it says in Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, especially in the area of finance. Although there are more verses, exactly 2,084 verses on finances, that's more, maybe 3 times as more as about faith and salvation. But we know that salvation is a priority, because like it says in Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. I also wrote some other books as well. My first book was It Can't Be Boring, a Christian youth program for difficult times, because we're still living in difficult times, especially with situations with our youth. If you see my book, that little girl is our daughter, Candy. She was 4 years old at the time. But that was my first book. And I have another book, Only by the Grace of God, the story of Sharon Dixon. That's the story of my dear friend that was a domestic violence victim, but turned out victor. Another book is Miracles of the Exchange, Intentional Blessings. Of course, How Would Jesus Invest? And also I wrote a play, The Last Laugh. This were my thoughts about how the devil was feeling those 3 days that Jesus was buried. But we know who had the last laugh. You know, I always like to stress this book around Christmas time, Miracles of the Exchange. And we know when Jesus sent his son, that was an exchange that was miraculous, that changed our entire life. But you might want to give this book as a Christmas gift to someone, as well as any of the other books. But this book is really would make a great what I call a Christmas gift. And you can order any of my books and DVD at GraceEntwineMinistries.com. Well, I want to tell you something else. This young fellow right here, I have been married to him for 42 years, and he is the founding pastor of Grace and Twine Ministries. This is James E. Gilmore Sr., my husband, and I proudly serve as co-pastor. And if you are ever in the Tidewater area, you can come and visit us at our church, Grace Entwine Ministries, the gym. We're located at 3923 Deep Creek Boulevard in the city of Portsmouth, Virginia, 23702. You can also send donations there as well. Again, my husband, he is the founding pastor, Pastor James E. Gilmore Sr. Our worship services are 10 a.m. on Sundays, not 11, 10 a.m. And guess what? You will find real love at the gym. Well, again, I am so glad that you are joining me today. And I got a real good, so y'all see, I got the Christmas tree behind me and everything because this is just my favorite time of the year. And it is a wonderful time to give. And you know what I want to talk about today? The joy of giving, the joy of giving. You know, the Bible even says it's better to give than to receive. But we also know, and I'm discovering that there is, of course, we know there are some benefits as far as giving and what you can materially receive back, because a verse that we always share on here is Luke 6:38. It says to give, and it will be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over will men give into your bosom. But there are other benefits, health benefits to be sure, that come with giving. You know, another verse that I love is, beloved, I pray that you may prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers, because I contend that the Lord wants you to be blessed. And I used to use this as a slogan: body, soul, and pocketbook. But we're going to look at the connection, the health connections, and the health benefits to giving, because there's another scripture I just want to mention, because in Proverbs 17:22, it says, a merry heart doeth good like a medicine, but a broken spirit drieth the bones. And there is a connection, you know, just like laughter. And I'm going to mention that. I don't want to jump too far ahead. You know, scientifically, laughter, and when we're happy, it releases even some chemicals that can help us in our everyday health. And in the same way, we're going to discover that giving can do the same thing. Now, I want to share a clip. This was on this past week, because this past week, last Tuesday, was Giving Tuesday. And also Grace and Twine Ministries, we are part of that Giving Tuesday, which is sponsored by Facebook and Meta. And you can go on Facebook and donate and still support us until December the 17th. And at our Cash App, I want to mention that, which is Jim Gifts that I mentioned earlier. But I just thought this was so interesting. This was on Tuesday on Good Morning, or GMA3, but it's also on Good Morning America. I just want you to listen to this clip.
About why giving is good for your health. It makes you feel good.
It does. Well, that's the segment we can listen to now. But it really does. And we were sitting in my office talking about what we can do to talk about this. It's Giving Tuesday. I don't know if you know, it's a part of a global movement to increase generosity and increase wellness and care. And there are some studies that show that giving and helping others are having biological effects on our brain. For example, helping us to produce serotonin, dopamine, and oxytocin. These are those helpful hormones that help you feel better better, but also help you when you're, the hormones that come about when you're feeling in love as well. And so there's a component of that as well. It also shows that when you're giving, when you're more generous, that lowers your blood pressure. Those who give have a longer lifespan and overall less stress. So just a reminder on Giving Tuesday, taking a moment to take care of someone else might not only help them, but it can help you.
You say less stress, but so then now the stress of trying to do something to give. So what can we do?
And giving on a budget too. In this economy, no, you want to make sure that you're giving in a way that's not only helpful, but also just one that you can also restore and continue giving. And that can be simple efforts, making FaceTime days, for example, to make sure that you're socially connected, helping others with their general activities. If you notice that you have a neighbor or a friend that's going through it, helping them with childcare, helping them with commuting, helping them bring their child to school and groceries. These are simple things that you can do that go a long way. Take note of how much you help others in the day and figure out how you can do more.
Buy a cup of coffee.
Buy a cup of coffee.
Or don't spend any money, just talk to somebody sometimes.
Very simple.
Now that really helps. Loneliness is real.
Yeah, and just remember that when just simply saying, how are you doing, just go more into that. Ask people how their day is. Be more, a little bit more invasive and intrusive, but in a good way.
Lots of ways to give back.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes, yes. So they just hit the surface there about some of the health issues and the health benefits from giving. And I want to go over a few, just to go into a little bit more deeper detail. Now, you might want to share this with somebody because, right now, this is the time, people are getting all stressed out because they're buying gifts and everything. But this is something that we can do. And a lot of it, you don't even have to give anything materially. It could be volunteering. It can be helping somebody out when they're down. But I want to go through about 6 benefits of giving. Can you believe it? There are health benefits to giving. But you know what? I wanted to show you something because as I was thinking about this during this time, there are 2 presentations that I love to watch during this Christmas time, and you're going to recognize them right now. Oh my goodness. A Christmas Carol, of course, the George C. Scott version. We love, my husband and I think this is one of my pastor's favorite one, A Christmas Carol. And the Scrooge, at first he didn't believe in Christmas. He didn't believe in giving. And he was this grouchy, bah humbug, And then after his mind changed and about giving and everything, he even became a better person, even physically. And then my other one was the Grinch, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And, he didn't believe in Christmas. And he thought if he stole all of the Whoville's presents and stuff, that they wouldn't celebrate. And he found out that although they didn't have the material things, they were happy because it was Christmas and they were together. And the one part that really got me, that kind of relates to what I'm talking to today, it says they don't know for sure or not, but the Grinch's heart got bigger. Now keep that in mind as we talk. The Grinch's heart got bigger after he changed and he gave all the Whoville people back their things and everything. So, if you think about these 2 characters here, they were kind of suffering emotionally. And when they started realizing the importance of giving, not only did it help them materially, but it helped them emotionally and spiritually and probably health-wise too, because, the Scrooge at first, especially when he thought that when he was seeing the ghost, he said, I might have ate some bad food or something, but we know that wasn't the case. And I remember with the Scrooge in the beginning, he was so stingy. He wasn't even, he said, if I can't make my own self happy at Christmas, why should I make anybody else happy? Because in the beginning, he wasn't even hardly eating. He was just, it looked like he was eating this gruel or something at the beginning. But I like those 2 presentations. But, that's 2 examples, even how giving can change people's personalities and so forth. But I thought that was pretty neat. But I'm going to get into about six benefits uh, of giving. So again, if you're just tuning in and you just missed my pictures of the Scrooge and the Grinch, but you can go back to the beginning if you missed the beginning. But we are talking about the joy of giving, and we're going to talk about the health benefits. The first one, they have done the studies, y'all. It can lower blood pressure. Now, how does that do that? It says some research has shown that older adults who volunteer may be less likely to have high blood pressure. This means in turn that they may have lower risk. Now, this can be a snowball effect. They can have a lower risk for heart disease and stroke. It's something when we give and we release, it can even lower blood pressure. I just thought that was interesting. Just like we talk about walking, how it can reduce blood pressure and lower if you have high blood pressure. Because, a lot of times, even when I'm walking, and y'all can tune into Walking 1K with Gigi on the Gym Nugget channel Monday through Friday, I have talked to so many people on the track, and they are under doctor's care. Sometimes they say they are pre-diabetic, or they got high blood pressure, or they're going with diabetes. And the thing with walking, even of course the exercise is the thing, and what it does for the heart, but even in communicating, it works on your emotions as well. And that's the same thing that giving can do. Now, another health benefit, or now this is an emotional benefit, it can improve your self-esteem, the way you look at yourself. It says that people who give their time, listen to this, to help others through communities have greater self-esteem, life satisfaction, and sense of purpose. As a retired guidance counselor, having self-esteem is a big concern. Of course, we want to have high self-esteem. We want to think highly of ourselves, not more than we should, but we're talking about thinking of ourselves in a higher regard, opposite of having low self-esteem. Sometimes people may find it arrogant, even when we talk about, even as Christians, that I am the head and not the tail. I'm above and not beneath. And giving helps us even with that. I really like the one where it says I'm the lender and not the borrower. That can lift your self-esteem. Another benefit, it lessens anxiety and depression. And I like this one, whether it's volunteering, because all the time is you don't have to always give money or material things. You can give of yourself. You can give time to help somebody. It says whether it's volunteering or donating cash, selfless action can help lessen the risk, listen to this, and symptoms of depression and anxiety due to focusing outside of oneself. One of my favorite things that I remember is when Oprah Winfrey gave away all those cars. You get a car, you get a car, you get a car. And later on, she could do that like that, or had a company sponsoring her or whatever to give off. But she said the best thing about it is how it made her feel, how it lifted her spirits. And you don't have to have the money and give away cars like Oprah Winfrey. You can do things just volunteer. I want to use a perfect example. I know maybe our Grace and Twine Ministry family is watching right now, but just this past week, we lost one of our dear members. And we're a kind of small church, but when we come together and we give and support, and we were getting ready to serve the people at the repast, and I tell you, the fellowship among everybody. And I served to the fellowship, and I discovered I discovered that my daughter's quite a comedian, but she does the same thing when we had Christmas dinners and Thanksgiving dinner. But everybody was joking and laughing and just having a great time and serving and giving. I tell you, it was just such a wonderful time. And again, Pastor and I like to thank everybody for their support. But it just was so good. And that just happens all the time with Grace and Twine Ministries, especially when we're serving and we're having our special gatherings and everything. It lessens anxiety. How can you be depressed when you're around people, and especially when you're giving of your time and helping someone? Oh my goodness. Another benefit is that it can lower stress levels. Giving time and assistance to others reduces the mortality risk. Oh my goodness. This is mean adding years to your life reduces the mortality risk tied to stress, a known risk factor for many chronic diseases. Y'all know, and we say it so many times, stress can kill you. But giving your time and assistance, see, it channels your thoughts away from you into helping others or giving to others and so forth. And that's what the connection is. And so it lowers the stress levels. Another benefit, here we go, it fosters social connection. Studies suggest that when you give to others, here we go, and it, like I say again, it's not just financial or material, but giving a time or word, just like the lady said in the interview a while ago, because she said you could be stressed out about what you're going to give, but there are some things that don't cost anything, but it's still considered as giving. Let me finish sharing this. Studies suggest that when you give to others, your generosity is likely to be rewarded by others down the line. Sometimes by the person that you gave it to, or it could be by somebody else. Oh my goodness. So that connection, because a lot of times we heard that expression, paying it back, or giving back. And it always comes back to you. What did it say? Let's go back to the verse again. Give, and it shall be given unto you. That's going to boomerang back. Oh my goodness, good measure, shaken together. And like it says, it may not be by the person that you directly gave it to, but it'll come back another way. I remember some years ago, we were visiting another church, and what this church used to do, it's a big mega church in our area. And I took a friend of mine, lady. I said, you need to go with me. And we went to the church. And when we first sat down and got into the church, she said, I really want to give, but I don't have anything to give. And I really, could you possibly, give me something? And I said, oh yeah. And so I just gave her, oh man, I think it was all I had to spare was $10. And I put my offering into the offering in the service. So do you know that what they would do at this church is, if you had given and you had put in your envelope in, the pastor would come up there and he would pull out an envelope and you'd win a gift card. And lo and behold, after that offering, the pastor pulled out my envelope. Mind you, I had just given this lady my last $10 that I had of cash, and I had put my offering in, and I was blessed with a $50 gift card, y'all. I tell you, this stuff really works. This really works. And I was glad that I was able to help her and to give to her because she wanted to give. But you know, that's the way. And I cannot tell you the times that Pastor and I have did little things for people, and it comes back usually not by that person, but by somebody else. And sometimes Pastor and I, we just kind of look at each other. But it happens, y'all. It happens. And then the last thing, another benefit of giving, is it increases happiness. Oh my goodness. Expressing gratitude helps people feel more positive emotions, relish good experiences, improve their health, deal with adversity, and build strong relationships. You know, we have a saying, the opposite of this, that hurt people hurt. But I have a new one: helping people help. Giving people give. Oh my goodness. See, it just helps us even in our happiness, because you remember what happiness is. Happiness is about what is happening to us at a time. And when we give and this increases our happiness. Let me share that one more time. Expressing gratitude helps people feel more positive emotions, relish good experiences, improve their health, deal with adversity, and build strong relationships. Because I was listening to that doctor there, and you probably recall that he was talking about giving releases those same types of chemicals like the oxytocin and the dopamine and all those types of things, just like laughter. It says it's even like when you make love, and all those types of chemicals. So it has those health benefits as well. Oh my goodness, this is awesome. And you know, the benefits, the joy of giving. It not only has material benefits, but it has health benefits as well. Oh my goodness. Now there is a video that I'm gonna end with, and Pastor even shared it the other night. We love to share this video, because the other thing that the Bible tells us, that God loves a cheerful giver. Now, if you're cheerful, oh my goodness, those chemicals are being released again and helping your body. Now, when you see this guy right here, now I cannot guarantee that you will be doing flips and things like that, but your spirit might be doing flips and releasing things that's going to help your anxiety, depression, and heighten your self-esteem. And some of y'all know the video that I'm getting ready to show, but this is what it can do. Oh yes, he gets his exercise in before he puts his offering in there. Like I said, but giving, it could strengthen you enough like that you could be doing those flips and rolling around. And even the people that were in the congregation, they had a little pep in their step. So we talked today about the benefits. I just love that. Oh, I just love that clip every time I see it. I just love that clip. But I just want to let me just review for those that are maybe coming in late And like I said, we was talking about the joy of giving, and we was talking about the physical and the mental benefits of giving. They were, let me go to the first one, can lower your blood pressure. We were still talking about those chemicals that they release, that giving, and even laughter, because it's like medicine. The oxytocin, the dopamine, and all those types of things. It can improve your self-esteem. It can lessen anxiety and depression, lower stress levels, because you don't need a lot of stress, because like we said, stress can kill you or put you in the hospital too. But giving has that kind of effect. It can foster social connection. Oh my goodness. It can increase happiness. Wow. So the benefits. So we've been talking about joyful giving, the joy of giving, and its benefits. And again, we're not going to minimize it. We're going to go back to our verse again. Yes, we're not minimizing the fact that if you give, just like it says in Luke 6:38, give, it will be given to you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And again, it's like medicine. John just wishes above all things that you would prosper, be in health, even as your soul prospers. As you give, your mind and your body may even become more physically healthy. Oh my goodness. So thank you for joining me for this. We're in the season, y'all, the season of giving. So if that be the case, we should be the most healthy people because we are giving. But don't just limit it to this season. Let's do this on a continual basis if we can. And again, everything that we give doesn't have to be money. It doesn't have to be material, but it can be time. It can be volunteering. Just like it said in the clip earlier, it just can be just talking to somebody. We have a lot of people, especially during this season, that are lonely. You know, they've gone through some changes during the year. Maybe they've lost a loved one. Maybe they've been sick or something like that. But that giving, whatever way that you can give, it can work miracles. Oh my goodness. So that is all that I have for you this week for How Would Jesus Invest. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Oh my goodness. But don't forget, Jesus is the reason for the season. And God gave the very best gift that he could give. What did John 3:16 say? For God so loved the world that he gave. Oh my goodness. God is the most generous giver, and he gave the best gift. It says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth on him would not perish, but have everlasting life. The best gift that has been ever given was Jesus Christ. I heard somebody say, if somebody said that they love you and never give, be suspicious. Okay. But until next time, this has been How Would Jesus Invest? Y'all keep on enjoying this Christmas season.
It seems like money is a taboo subject that we talk about in the church, and we use money every day. So open your mind that God wants for you. So he asked the question, how would Jesus invest? We're breaking the poor man's mentality.